Hi, I'm Cassie, and so I watched all of the videos, and I found that they were a lot of what I would thought a counseling session would be like, in the sense of like it would be someone who was posing a problem that they were having in their everyday life, and then the counselor would often listen to their concerns and then ask them questions to kind of dig deeper into that problem. And oftentimes that would lead to some kind of solution. And so, what I found that the skills that the counselors really used was one, being very empathetic and understanding of how the client was feeling, and then also they were able to ask questions that were intentional. Their questions were very much related to the problem. It didn't distract away from it, but it also digged deeper into what the issue was, rather than just the surface. I also noticed that the counselors always mirrored, not always, most of them, especially the last counselor, mirrored what the client was saying back to them before he asked the question, which I thought was particularly useful because it lets the client know that, one, you understand what they're trying to say, and then two, if there's a disconnect there of what they're trying to say, you're able to um, kind of help with that. And then also one of the counselors, also I noticed that she was okay with a little more silence than the others. And so she would kind of give the client room to like think through and process her thoughts. And it kind of had these like awkward silence moments. Not They weren't large, they were kind of small, but it allowed for the client to really process the information, and then the client would then come up with something else that related to the problem, that could help the counselor better understand. And I found that to be very helpful and useful as well. And it kind of that kind of surprised me because um, I didn't expect her to use the silence so intentional like that. And then also, I don't have any questions about the counseling sessions, other than just how to be comfortable. Especially like I tend to be, I tend to mirror other people's feelings sometimes, and so I guess you don't want to do that too much as a counselor. You want to understand what they're saying, but you don't want to mirror. If they're feeling nervous, you don't want to also be nervous, if they're feeling angry, you don't mirror that. And so you need to remain calm, but also understanding how they're feeling. So I love that the last counselor used those, like, I understand that, or I am hearing that, kind of statement, so that the client really understood what was being said by them, and then also what was being understood. Um, yeah, and those are the skills that I would need help on, kind of navigating throughout a counseling session. I hope you guys have a wonderful week.